What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Real Rumble. Today, guys, I'm going to be just talking about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 2. I'm going to go into full spoilers, so if you haven't got a chance to watch it yet, please go and check it out. But if you want to get spoiled, hey, stick around. But let's talk about it. All right, so we got a few things happening in this episode. Just continue just to build onto these characters and bring us forward to something which it's going to be a huge surprise. I'm curious to see where this is going to go. So, a few things in this episode. One, we got Peacemaker. He's dealing with pretty much killing himself. I guess you could say in a way, he met himself from another dimension. They scrapped it out, and he ended up killing a version of himself in an alternate universe through his little pocket dimension he's got going on there. You got Rick Flag is on Peacemaker's tail. Rick Flag, kind of shows some of his first days at Argus, right? Like, hey, first thing he wants is like, give me the file on my son's death. So he got a chance to be able to see that it's truly a cover up, and you could tell he's pissed. And he's like, 24 hours of surveillance on Peacemaker. So interesting to see where that goes. He is on Peacemaker's tail. I'm curious to see how aggressive he is going to get with Peacemaker. But we're going to see there, man. Another cool little part of this episode is we got introduced to Wendell Pierce's character into the show. He shows up with Economos. I mean, just a very funny introduction of this character. He called him Ginger Cool. He's like, how do you think about that, Ginger Cool? But just a very funny character. I think he definitely fits in with these other characters, and like especially from season 1. I mean, he just fits in very well with the show, and he's like, bird blindness. Very, very funny. So I'm very happy about his introduction as a character, because he's definitely going to be very, very funny as he was in this episode, I'm sure, for the rest of the season. So he comes in to pretty much help Economos out, right? Economos can't truly be trusted because these are his friends. So they understood that. So they send in Wendell Pierce to kind of watch over him. And, in this episode, Economos is actually supposed to be coming back in town. So the 11th Street gang, 11th Street kids are, of course, going to have a little get-together. While this get-together is happening, they plan to kind of scrub Peacemaker's house for every little thing that they possibly can. And this is where we get probably, my opinion, the best part of this episode, right? So, it continued to go into everyone's struggles, and then, of course, they're meeting up, having a good time. Well, while the house is getting scrubbed, before the house gets scrubbed, we get introduced to this team that Wendell Pierce is putting together. And of course, very funny, like the code names he gives this team, right? He called the one, he said, hey, titties. He said, you, pony boy. He called the dude, you Encino man. Very, very funny, man. And they were quite in over their head, right? So this team gets together and they're infiltrating the house, and they're scanning, and they're finding like, oh man, we found this is something that's non-terrestrial, right? Well, they forgot somebody was there. Boom. I mean, Eagly fucks them up, and it's absolutely hilarious. And Eagly walks away at the end like an absolute boss. That is definitely the best part of the episode. But, going into these characters, man, this show does a great job from the first season. It builds onto the characters and their individual struggles, where they're going, where they're heading. Just a lot of different things, right? Each of these characters are in different places. They're all struggling pretty much, right? Peacemaker's dealing with the death of his father. Where does he go next? Being rejected by the Justice Gang. You got Harcourt, who just can't get a job anywhere, even thinking about maybe taking a job as a cashier at like a local pharmacy. You got Adebayo, who, personal life is in shambles. While she's happy enough, like just being on her own, doing her own thing, even though she's not making no money. But what price of admission, right? Especially if you lose people you love. And then you got And then you got Vigilante's just Vigilante. He's happy and cool as can be. And then Economos is, of course, dealing with like spying on his friend, really, and that makes it tough. He's tired of dealing with Argus, and you can see that intimate moment he has with Autobio in this episode, which is really cool. But as we go on, guys, this show, it doesn't really necessarily. Okay, we know we're going into another dimension, but we don't really know where do we go after that, right? So what kind of shit is going to hit the fan? I do think Blue Beetle will show up this season, but I believe the biggest surprise that we are going to get, after the mention of what from Autobio, where she said, her girlfriend goes, we were supposed to go back to Gotham. I believe at the end of the season, we are going to meet our DCU's Batman or / Bruce Wayne. So we're gonna get a chance to meet Batman in some capacity, right? Either that's through Bruce Wayne or that's through Batman as a glimpse, and that is gonna be a huge gift at the end of this season, and I can't freaking wait. I am so confident. I believe that's what's gonna happen, and it's gonna be Brandon Sklar as Batman for sure. So I'm super pumped. That's where I think that this show is going. I think we're going to get introduction to Blue Beetle. We're going to see the Justice Gang again. Might even see the Lanterns. I mean, I don't know where it's going, but I'm very excited. I think the show's been very good so far. First 2 episodes have hit the mark. Now this episode, we got this cool moments, but it's all building up to something. So I'm excited. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What did you think of the episode? Where do you think this is going? Do you think Blue Beetle's going to show up? Do you think other characters are going to show up? I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. But, guys, we got to wait until next Thursday. But I'm excited for it. And I'm going to jump on it. So I'm going to do a review every single week. It's one of my favorite shows. So next week, we're going to dive into episode 3 and see where that goes. But like I said, until next time, guys, if you haven't got a chance to like the video, please do. If you haven't got a chance to subscribe for more content like this, please go ahead and do so. But until next time, that's all I got, folks.